Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California again. And today on Voices Big and Small, we're going to focus on a member of the Fahn family from here in Southern California, Los Angeles, California. Um, Specifically, Dorothy Elias-Fahn, whose voice acting career in anime started all the way back in 1992. Um, so here we go. So her first role was in Maycross 2, as everybody knows, which was basically here in the States at times it was called, in the Harmony Gold dub of it, it was known as Robotech. But basically, Maycross 2, Super Dimension Force. And Dorothy Elias-Fahn was cast as Enish and Nextfan in the 1992 dub. She would, for much of the 90s, would go under the credit of Dorothy Melendez. Between 92 and 95, she would be in several series, particularly OVAs, including Moldiver, Macross Plus, Super Dimension Century, Oragusa, Armitage 2, Phantom Quest, Corp, and then also she was involved in the anime's dub of Outlanders as Morno. It wasn't until 1995 in which she garnered her first major role as Ms. Mishtal in the El Hazard series, as the water priestess there who ended up marrying the teacher from the other world, from Earth, who, along with his three students, came to help save El Hazard from a war with some insectoid creatures known as Bugram. Interesting show with some interesting scenery. You guys should check it out. And then from that series ran, of course, from 95 through 98. And in between there, of course, throughout much of the late 90s, she was involved in a few other animes. She was Christopher in Battle Athletes and Battle Athletes Victory, a show in which young women were brought to a university satellite to train to participate in the race for the Cosmic Beauty. Among some of her other credits at the time, of course, she was additional voices in Street Fighter 2V. She was Miyaka's classmate and Korin's attendant in Shigi Yugi. One of our other major roles she actually garnered was as Nina Purpleton in Mobile Suit Gundam 0083 Stardust Memory. So that was all in 98 as well. And then as we get into 99, of course, said Christopher. Some of her appearances throughout 99 included Space Gate and Cowboy Bebop, Mika and a Villager in Fist of the North Star. She also was cast in Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket as Ai's teacher. Hamushi from Outlaw Star. Yumeji from Saber Marionette J again. Teacher in Serial Experiments Lane. Again, some of these are some pretty interesting. A lot of you know, like Outlaw Star, and I'm sure some of you have seen Fist of the North Star and Cowboy Bebop. I think everybody's familiar with the Mobile Suit Gundam series. Saber Marionette J, about basically a bunch of cyborg girls who are just trying to live their life with the guy who found them. Serial Experimental Lane is very interesting. Granted, Dorothy was a teacher in that. Kind of more surreal, if you guys want to check that out. Then of course, in the latter part of 99, her next major role that she was able to grab was as Lilimon and Yuko Kamiya in Digimon Adventures, and I believe in some of the Digimon movies would reprise that role as well. Among some of her other roles that she, among some of her some of the other shows that she was cast in terms of given like bit parts in include Magic Knight Rayos 2, where she was Nova, and Ku Hooji. She was Hoki in the OVAs. She was Hoki. Basically, she was Hoki throughout the OVAs of Fushigi Yugi. Lisa and the Barkeeper in Arc the Lad. Let's see. Basically, and then the next two major roles that she took on in 2000 were as Meryl Streep in Trigun, one of the two insurance agents who was sent out to investigate insurance claims against Fascist Stampede, and then she was Kaoru Kamiya in the Rurouni Kenshin series, the Bang Zoom anime works dub of it. Still at this point, still being credited as Dorothy Melendrez. She served as Kenshin's, of course, romantic interest. And as we get into 2001, she was cast as Louise Ferry in The Big O. Among some of her other roles in 2001 included the Village Merchant Sally in Mobile Suit Gundam 08th Team. She was various characters in Saint Tail, Anju and Slenki, Cyberdoll Mami in Handmaid May, Riho Yamazaki in Nightwalker, and then in a couple other roles a couple other major roles. She picked up the lead of Miyu Yamano in Vampire Princess Miyu, in which she was actually hired on starting with episode 8. So she was the lead character in Vampire Princess Miyu the last 19 episodes of that series. During that time, that was one of her first times she was starting to be credited as Dorothy Fahn. She was in the show. She was credited both Dorothy Melendrez and Dorothy Fahn. She'd still be credited as Dorothy Melendrez after that, but and then in Vandred, which was a space opera type, she was Parfait, Balblair, and Celtic Midori, among and others in that series. Would of course reprise her role as Hoki, as well as Genorogi Taigo in the Fushigi Yugi Aikoden OVA. And of course she would also find herself being cast in, as we move into 2002, she'd be cast in a number of roles, including Mobile Suit Gundam 08 Team, as Sally, Team Miller's Report, under the name Dorothy Melendrez, and then I guess she started going under her full name of Dorothy Elias-Fahn in Digimon Frontier as Poyamon, Floramon. She was cast as Yoko Nakajima in 12 Kingdoms. She was a mom in Tokyo Pig. And Tsukikage Ran, believe that's Moonshadow Ran. She was Oimiyo. And then as we go from 2002 to 2003 here, she gets cast as the lead female character in Love Hina as Narushagawa. This was, of course, a very interesting anime in which, a harem anime in which Naru was, she served as the love interest for the main male character, although she was not happy about it much of the time. She was also cast in Gun Frontier during 2003 as Sanai, Mistress, and Mrs. She had 3 or 4 guest roles under Dorothy Melendrez's name. She was a maid in the Iron Virgin June OVA. She served as narrator in Argento Soma, as well as Makiagato and Cinnober. She was Sybil in Wild Arms. She was among her other roles. She was also in Kikaider, If I See You in My Dreams. She was Minori Kiru in Scride. She actually had a number of various characters in Witch Hunter Robin. She was Claire Maltese Rosa in Rave Master. We're getting into 2004 now. Starting with Rave Master here. She was Sano in Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex. In the Sakura Taisen Sumire OVA, credited as Dorothy Melendez. By this point, she was going back and forth between Dorothy Melendez and Dorothy Elias-Fahn in her credits. As Ri Koran. As we get into 2005 now, she was cast as Suzu and Bobo 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 Bobo. She was a stuffed animal in Sayuki Reload. Zatch Bell, she was Jem and Jem's mother. She was the nurse in Tenjo Tenge, which is a pretty interesting fighting type anime with involving a school environment. She was Yum's wife and Nopo in Planetis. She got a lot of stuff in 2005 and 2000s were you'd hear her a lot throughout the 2000s, picking up a lot of one-off roles, and she was, let's see, in Scrap Princess she had she had 5 roles here. She was Colette, Carol, Casul, jewelry seller. That Princess is basically about princess who was banished, and about as much as I remember from that. Various characters in Requiem from the Dark. We're getting into 2006 now. Some of the shows she's been in include Requiem in the Darkness, Karis the Prophecy, Sayuki Reload, Gunlock, Knowing, To Your Other Self, Kanazuki no Miko. She was credited as Dorothy Fahn in Kanazuki no Miko as Reiko. Let's see. She was Yoshihiko Sagisaka in Karis the Prophecy. Reika, Sayuki Reload. You guys should reload Gunlock. You guys should check a lot of this stuff out because I've seen a number of these. These are some pretty good animes. Knowing, To Your Other Self as I Hasabe. Then as we get into 2007, of course, she was in Toko. She was Yukino Shirashi, Mrs. Shindo, and a reporter in Toko. She also got cast in Digimon. She was Sayeko Shirasu in Flag. She actually a few more roles in Digimon Data Squad, about 4 of them, including Lalamon, Sunflowermon, Lilamon, and Rosamon. And then in the Rosen Maiden series, that ran from 2007 to 2011, she was in I believe it was the Viz or Bang Zoom dubs of Rosen Maiden, in which she was Tomoe Kashiwaba and Matsu Shibasaki. Now, the Rosen Maiden series was an interesting one as well, in which you had basically a young boy came to ultimately serve as guardian for 5 dolls that when brought together was to become the perfect doll, Alice. So very interesting. I know there are a lot of girls out there who would probably like that story. There are some horror elements in it. Something though that you guys should check out. You should check out a lot of this stuff because A lot of these animes are pretty cool. And of course, in 2008, aside from the roles that she was already doing in 2008, like in Rosen Maiden and Rosen Maiden. She also was cast as Matsuri Hiragi in Lucky Star. Then in 2009, of course, she was another big role that she had for a short time in Naruto Shippuden was as Konan of the Akatsuki. Konan, as if you all remember, was the Akatsuki member whose jutsu revolved around origami. She was said to be a member of the first three with Nagato. She was basically one of the three Ame orphans that Jiraiya had trained. That included Nagato and Yaki, I believe. Sorry, I don't remember the name of the third guy, but he was the guy who Nagato took over the body of. And then as we get into, as time goes on, her role starts to decrease, but she's still around. She was Toshi Mori Sumura in Kakaishi, Shizuru Minamoto in Kanokan. Let's see. She actually one of her first credits under her Johanna Louise credit was in B. Daman Crossfire as Rudy, in which she voiced Rudy Sumeragi and Asuka Fan 1. She was also in Kill La Kill. As we get into 2014, she was in Kill La Kill as Maiko Ogure. And her second role under the Joanna Louise credit was as Sakura in Rock Lee, and is taking on the role from Katie Higgins for that particular series, Rock Lee and his Ninja Pals. We move on into 2015, and it looks like she's utilizing at this point, the late, as we're getting more and more closer to modern times here, it looks like she's using, she's going back and forth between her real name and Joanna Louise as her credits. She was in Fate Stay Night, she was Kane Himuro in the TV series of Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. She was credited as Joanna Louise as Students in Yuke Yuna as a hero. She was Tamori's mother in Charlotte. As Joanna Louise, she was actually Kyoko Yuki Erika in Sword Art Online 2. Let's see. In the Viz Media dub of Sailor Moon, she had a number of characters under the credit of Joanna Louise as Anne Granger. Most people would remember her as Anne Granger from the Deke Glove way does, but her correct character's name is Natsumi Ginga An, as well as Cyprin and Tillol. We get 2015 to 2017. As we go into 2016, she was Hanako in Mob Psycho 100. Marina Yunami in Kuro Mukuro. Let me double check to see what I know Kuro means black, so let's see. The Mecha anime series, in fact, doesn't actually give the translation here. I know it has something to do with black, because word Kuro I know means black in it, but so she was in the Mecha series Kuro Mukuro from 2016-2017 as Marina Yunami. She was Melody in the 2011 version of Hunter x Hunter. Melody was the hunter who could manipulate Nen with music. She was and then as we get into 2018, these are some of the last roles she was basically in, or some of the more recent roles. Um, she was Taro Makimura in Devilman Crybaby. Under the credit of Johanna Louis, she was Nerine in Violet Evergarden, and then in she's actually in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stardust Crusaders as Nina, as well as the Empress and a young Jotaro Kujo. So that's basically it for her anime credits, everybody. As time goes on, she's kind of, obviously as time goes on and you get newer voice actors and actresses in, sometimes some of these talented voice actors, they either choose to step back from it. Maybe I do know that, I believe that Dorothy is focusing more these days on her family life, her role as a mother, raising her kids. But, she, from what I've seen, she's a real nice lady. I've talked to her a couple times on Twitter and stuff like that. You guys should check her work out. She's got a lot. She's a very talented woman, and I would hope that you guys would check out some of her work as I kind of lined it out for you. As this will be a premiere, I hope to see you guys in the stream chat. If you guys have any follow-up questions for me, I can look them up as we're watching the debut the premiere together. And if you check out the links below, if you want to contact me directly, my Twitter handle will be down there. Also, you can leave comments on the videos and stuff like that. I always enjoy the conversation. As long as there's no nasty comments, as long as you're respectful, I will usually reply back. And being respectful also means no taunting. Because anything nasty or anything that seems more taunting, I will delete. Anything that I view as being disrespectful or taunting, I will delete. So keep that in mind. But hopefully we won't have too many problems here with these episodes, because these are basically about voice actors. I'm hoping that as you learn more and more about these, you will become fans of theirs, and maybe you will want to see them at conventions, and you can, write, you can write, you can email and write the conventions to ask for these voice actors to come out to the convention so you can meet them. Also, as you all know, of course, I'm promoting. I'll probably be adding some more, like some of the ones I've talked about in my videos as well. Right now I've just been putting Fantasy Soft and Phoenix Animation. I'll be putting some other dubbing companies as well that you guys go check out. And as well, what else am I thinking here? Also, as you know, of course, I'm still supporting Vic. I'm not gonna talk much about Vic in these videos, or the court case or anything like that. These are just more for your benefit to learn, just to understand that there are more voice actors out there than just these individuals. I hope to educate you and, show you their work, and hopefully you can become fans of theirs as well. And if you guys like this content, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. I always look forward to the conversation with you guys. And this episode will premiere Friday at 5. Hopefully I'll see you guys there. And as this is Sunday, September the 8th, I will be seeing you guys tomorrow in my next okay, I'll see you guys Friday when this video comes out, but obviously you guys know that these videos are pre-recorded to debut later. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.